In this video, we're going to see how to import and properly join files within Tableau. So this is the improp screen for Tableau. And remember, in our previous video, we were working with the Crimes 2015 dataset. So that's the dataset that we actually want to import into Tableau. So first, we will click on Microsoft Excel. And now we would search for that dataset. As default, Tableau will always search first if it's an Excel workbook. I strongly recommend, once you make modifications, like we did in the previous video, to save that data set as a workbook, because remember, we imported it from the City of Chicago data portal as a CSV file. So when you make modifications, save it as a workbook. It just makes it easier for you to play around with it in Tableau. And sometimes it can be difficult to actually save any type of changes you make in a CSV. So as a rule of thumb, just convert it to a workbook. Let's find the 2015 dataset, which is here, and we'll open it. So it appears that it actually was imported properly within Tableau. And here shows us the worksheets that are inside that dataset. We have our Crimes 2015 worksheet, and then we have our Violent Non-Violent worksheet. So we would import this into Excel, the Crimes 2015. So double click, and it shows up. And these are all the fields or the columns that we manipulated, that we played around with in the previous video. So now we actually want to join another dataset. And the data set that we're actually going to join with this Crimes 2015 is census data. So when you join another data set, we'll click Add, go back to Microsoft Excel, and now we will find the census data, which is here. Open that, and now it appears. So on this screen, now Tableau needs our help in telling it where does it want us to join the data sets. And the data sets or joins are always made on specific fields or fields they share. In this case, columns. So remember, in the previous video, we decided to keep the community area code for the Crimes 2015 data set, because we know in the census data set it has a community area as well. Also, there's 4 different types of joins that can be done. You have an inner join, a left join, right join, and full outer. So an inner join will only pull in the data from the field both data sets share in common. So in this case, if we combine them on the community area, then it would bring in all the data or the rows that it shares, not including any no values from both data sets or from both tables. Now a left join pulls in all the rows from the table on the left, or in this case, the table on the left is a Crime 2015 table, and only the data in which the table on the right shares. Therefore, we would get all the information from the crime data set and only the corresponding information on the census table. So we would get all the no values, all the data from the Crime 2015, and no values from the census data. And the right join is the exact opposite. So we would get all the data, including the no values from the census table, and then only the corresponding data that it shares from the Crime 2015. And the outer join will bring in all the data from both tables, including no values. But in this case, Tableau is very intuitive, so as long as we tell them where we would want to combine or join the data sets, then it'll let us know the best join, or the join that's most applicable for both data sets. So let's choose community area and community area number for here, and Tableau lets us know that an inner join is most appropriate. But now imagine if there was some rows in the crime data sets, or some fields in the crime data sets that actually had no values, but yet we believe that those no values are important to our project. Then it'd be best for us to do a left join so that we can get all the data, including no values, from the crime data set than only the corresponding data from the census table. So we have to play around a little bit with, we have to know what we're looking for in order to determine which join is possible. But again, in this case, the inner join is best. So it's properly joined. It lets us know here. And we have all our data set. Click on worksheet 1, and everything properly came over in the dimension or measure. And then in our next video, we'll see how to make visualizations.